to win. I thought our guys, it's actually good to play some close games too. We'd been hitting shots at a pretty high clip and blowing some teams out. So it's good to have to execute some late game stuff. I was a little bit disappointed with some of how we executed late, but I was really pleased that we were able to figure out how to get the win. I thought our defense stepped up pretty big there at the end. Shaq and Petty both hit big threes to kind of open up a lead on offense too. So, great start to the year. Didn't quite play as well as we had been, but you got to give Mississippi State a lot of credit. They're really well coached. You weren't just going to be able to do whatever you wanted to on our offensive end. They were going to guard you, which they did a pretty good job of. On our defensive end, I thought they ran some good stuff. We obviously struggled guarding Stewart. A little disappointing. He's a good player. Him and Mullen are, pretty good backcourt. One of the better ones in the SEC. So we struggled a little there. I was a little worried about our interior defense coming into the game without Bruner and without Rojas. And, I thought Reese battled well. Keon Ambrose gave us great minutes. I thought in the 10 minutes Ambrose played, we were +8. So he did a great job. I thought we had some guys step up and give us quality minutes when we needed them. And, those two, they're starting 4 and 5, ended up with 14 points only. So thought that was good. The 21 assists on 28 field goals. The ball's moving. That's 22 games in a row over 20 assists. So, we've been doing a pretty good job moving the ball. I thought, you talk about first 4, last 4 of each half. I thought the last 4 of the first half, the first 4 of the second half, at least to start it, we weren't bad. I think 8-2 run to finish it, 9-3 run to start it. So 17-5 run there to close the first half, open the second half was big for us. But we'll take the win. We got a tough one coming in Tuesday. Kentucky looks like they got their mojo back a little bit with their big win over LSU today.
Thank you, Coach. As a reminder, just use the raise hand function for your questions. We'll start with Drew Darmond.
Yeah, Coach, I just wanted to ask you really quick about the bigs because you were without James Rojas today due to the medical situation. But talk about, first of all, Alex Reese, and then the huge minutes I thought you got out of Keon Ambrose Hilton, who I know has been not as playing as many minutes, but he's obviously coming along in practice, and you guys are gaining confidence in him.
Yeah, really happy for Reese. High in points, high in minutes for him on the year. I thought he did a great job defensively when we needed him to. He hit the 1-3, which is big. Hopefully we can get him start shooting a little bit better. But, I thought his contribution tonight was more defense, rebounding, kind of keeping us together. I thought he was really good that way. And, they've got 2 really good bigs in Smith and Ado. And I thought, for those 2 to combine for 14, we did a good job. Now, Ambrose, we recruited him more like a 4. He's having to play 5. We're trying to get his skill level up so we can play more 4 on the perimeter. But, he's a great kid. His attitude's been unbelievable all year. He comes in, he's in every morning trying to get better, get his skill level up so that in the future he can play on the perimeter more like we want him to. In the meantime, he's given us whatever he can give us whenever we get of him. I thought the end of the LSU game, all those guys that were in the last 8 minutes, I wasn't real happy with those 8 minutes. I actually had a 20-minute video session with just those 8 minutes and those 5 players before we did the cleanup with the rest of the team. Whenever that was, Thursday. So, I told Keon, you've got a great chance here to play without Bruner. We got to do better. Maybe it's hard in those roles sometimes to not knowing how many minutes, when they're going to come, all that. So I thought he did a really good job getting himself mentally ready to play today, especially knowing the fact Rojas wasn't going to be able to play. He had to give us some decent minutes. And I thought when he came in, we were good. He rebounded the ball. He guarded it. You look at his, he had a steal. He made a couple buckets. So I thought we were +8 in the 10 minutes he was in. So I thought he was really good.
Next up, Mike Rodak. Mike, I think you're muted. You're unmuted on our side. Can't hear you. All right. I'll tell you what, let's go back to Mike later. Let's go ahead and go Cecil Hurt.
James Rojas, and is there any prognosis that he could be back for Kentucky?
Rojas, we're hoping. Dr. Bittner was in here today, kind of giving me the lowdown, but he's not doing well right now. But he could be. I mean, Bruner won't be back. He's still out a few more weeks, but we're hoping we can get Rojas back before Kentucky. We'll have to see how he comes along in the next few days here.
All right, let's go back to Mike. I think that's my bad, Mike. You should be good to go now.
Sorry about the audio issue there. I was asking about Kool-Aid being on the bench tonight and just what the plan is for him going forward now that he's on campus.
Yeah, so he came to school semester early like a lot of football guys do, and we recruited him as basketball, football player, and he's been showing up to practice when his schedule permits. We're trying to get him accustomed to what we're doing. It's going to take a long time. I mean, obviously, you think about our new players now, they were here in June. So think about all the time that he's missed. It's going to be hard for him to do anything realistically with the team game-wise this year. But, we're going to let him practice. Now, obviously, when they start their conditioning program in football, that takes precedent. So we'll see what our time looks like when that starts. But for now, anytime he can get over here and practice with us, he practiced with us yesterday. We ran him on the scout team. He's a great kid. Like, I like having him around. I shot a game of pool with him today after shoot around. He likes to talk. I like the kid a lot. So I love having him around. I just, we'll have to see how the schedules work out and how much we can get him. He seems like a pretty intelligent kid to where he can pick stuff up pretty quick too. So he's obviously a great athlete. Could, kind of brings that blue collar toughness, gritty. He could probably give us some of that, but we'll have to see how he picks up the system and all that here.
All right, we got time for a couple more questions. Let's start with Ronald Wallace.
Good win tonight, Coach. You had 5 guys in double figures. You guys were pretty much leading in the first half. Mississippi State was trying to hang in there, but you guys came hot in the second half, and I guess it was just no turning back. What did you say to those guys in the locker room?
Yeah, at halftime, I didn't think our effort was the same effort we'd been getting from the guys in the previous games. I said we got to play harder. We've got to rebound, sprint the floor, get some loose balls. I thought they were doing some things a little harder than us, particularly a few of our guys. So, I told them, we told the guys, we got a little bit of a bullseye on our back now. We're sitting in first place, and everybody's gunning for you, and you're going to get everybody's best shot. So if we're going to lose a game, let's make it because, we just couldn't make a shot or something like that. Not because we got out-efforted. Let's make sure the effort's demanding of a win every time we're out there. And I didn't think the first 20 minutes was quite where it needed to be. And it wasn't terrible. We had a lead, but it wasn't quite where it needed to be. So, I didn't get after them, all that. I just challenged them a little bit. I think we got mature guys that are leaders that understand it when you tell them the truth, and we told them the truth. So I thought they came out in the first few minutes of the second half with a renewed energy. We got first 3 stops the second half. They called a timeout. And then I thought after that kind of waned a little bit again. It just seemed a little up and down. We got to get it back to where it was before that. Again, Mississippi State's good, though. They do that to you. They're well coached, good defensive team, got a game plan. Offensively, they caused us some issues with some of the stuff they did. But, I told the guys the truth. We weren't bad, but we could be better at halftime.
All right, no more questions in the queue, so that's it. Thank you, guys.
Thanks.